Good morning, dear students. This is Dr. Savita Tidme. I welcome you all in our next lecture of the subject Economic Zoology, under which we have already started with the chapter number 3, that is population, and the introduction of the population definitions, different definitions of the population we have already studied, as well as the topic, that is characteristics of population, we have already started in our previous lecture. Right now, in today's lecture, let's see what is the characteristics of population. So the population density is the first characteristic of the population, which its introduction we have already started, we have already seen in our previous lecture, but now again we'll revise it in a short way. So what is the population density? So a population density is nothing but a size of any population in relation to unit space. What is that? It is nothing but a size of any population, number of individuals in a particular area, right? And it can be defined as the number of individuals in a population in a given area at a given time. What is the definition? Number of individuals of a particular population in a particular area at a particular time is said to be the population density, right? So the population density is nothing but what? Number of individual per unit area, per unit volume or time, right? So as the number of individuals are more in a given space, the denser is the population, and the population density changes with the time and the space. Obviously, right? The population density always changes with the time and the space. What do you mean by that? The population density always changes with the time and the date. Okay. It means that, see, as an example we have taken of the human being. So, say a specific time, just say 2000. Okay. The population of the human being in the year 2000 was 30 crore, right? So population of India in the year 2000 was 30 crore. So time is what? 2020. This 2000 or 2000, right? So that during that time, specific area location is there. What is that? India, right? Boundaries are limited. So within that time, the human being population was what? 30 crores, say. And the population of India, that is border is same, but the time has been changed. That is 2000 to 2020. Right? Within this 20 years, within the same space or within the same area, the human population is now changed to 130 crores. Right? So imagine the population was in the 2000 was 30 crore, and now in the 2020 it is 130 crore. So the population density changes with the time and the space, right? The density may be distinguished by number or distinguished into number of sub factors such as numerical density. Now what is the numerical density? So number of individuals per unit area or the volume is said to be numerical density. So when the size of the individuals in a population is relatively uniform, just like bird. What is that? Size of an individual in a particular population is relatively uniform. Say population of the bird, even the insects or the mammals. Then density expressed in numbers, which is referred as a numerical density, right? So population of any kind of individual, that is referred in terms of a number. So number of individual per unit area is said to be numerical density. If anything which can be counted numerically, so it is said to be numerical density. Now the next one is the biomass density, which is said to be biomass per unit area or the volume. Now when the size of a population is variable, Okay, size of a population is variable, like trees, fishes, or mixed population. Then it is measured in terms of a biomass density. Here in the numerical density, what is that? Size of the individual in a population is relatively uniform, right? Size of the population, number of the individuals per unit area is relatively uniform. So it is represented in terms of the numerics, right? Numbers. Whereas in this biomass density, where the population, which type of population is there, right? Community, if it is there. And in this case, the mixed population, the measures of the density is always by means of the biomass density. And it is calculated by various ways like dry weight, volume, carbon, as well as nitrogen weight of the community, right? So biomass density is also one of the way to calculate the population density for the mixed population, especially. Then abundance. Abundance is also one of the criteria to estimate the population density. Now, absolute number of individuals in populations. Okay, what is that? Absolute number of individuals in a population is said to be the abundance. Now, generally, the smaller individuals are more abundant than the larger one. Say, for example, insects are more in abundance, more in number than the reptiles, right? But this is not again the worldwide accepted law, because the population of the bird is always less than the population of the mammals, right? But abundance is what? The absolute number of individuals in a population, right? So, crude population density is again one of the criteria to measure the population. So, crude population density, what is that? Number or biomass per unit space, right? It is said to be the number or biomass per unit space. And along with that, the ecological or the specific density is also there, which is said to be the number or the biomass per unit habitat space, right? What is that? Number or the biomass per unit habitat space is said to be the ecological density. Means crude population density and ecological densities are said to be the similar kind of. So the density, how one can calculate the density? So the density can be calculated in terms of the number of individual or the biomass per unit area, right? It can be either calculated by the number of individual per unit area or biomass biomass per unit area of the space is said to be the population density, and it is calculated by using the formula D is equal to N slash A, where this D is nothing but the density. N is said to be the number of individual of a species, and A is nothing but the area. So the population can be estimated, measured by means of the formula D is equal to N slash A, means the number of individual per unit area, right? So various factors which affecting the population density are said to be natality, mortality, immigration that is coming in, as well as immigration that is going out. Okay, the number of factors are there which affect the population density, right? Now this population density of any country can be calculated by the dividing total number of persons living in the given geographical region by the total land area of a region, right? Okay, this is a part. That's how to calculate the population density. Number of individual divided by the total land area of that region. Now let's see the next characteristic of the population, that is natality. So natality is a broad term and it means the production of a new individuals by birth. So natality especially means the birth, right? So production of a new individual by birth, as well as hatching, as well as germination or the fusion, right? So natality rate is the rate of a reproduction or birth per unit time, and it is number of individuals born per unit time in a particular population. So we can say the natality of a specific species is more, or natality of a specific species is very less. So what is meaning of that? It means that the number of individual born in that particular species at a given time in a given area. Okay, so that is said to be the natality rate. So natality is a factor that increases population of a given area. Obviously, natality is of again two types. Which are the types? Maximum or absolute or physiological natality, and ecological or realized natality. Now, what is the difference, basic difference between these two? Let's see. So, maximum or absolute physiological natality, what is it? Let's see. The maximum production of new individuals under constant and ideal environmental conditions. What is that? Maximum production of a new individual. So the terminology is given maximum natality. Maximum production. Natality is what? It is nothing but the birth. So maximum production of a particular individual under constant and ideal environmental conditions. So it is there theoretically, as there is a no ecological limiting factors, only physiological limiting factors that regulate the reproduction, right? So it is constant for any given population, and what is constant? Maximum natality is always constant for any given population, and it is always referred as a fecundity rate. So fecundity rate. Maximum natality means the maximum productivity is always referred as a fecundity rate. Fecundity is what? Maximum productivity is said to be the fecundity, right? That we're going to study in the next point. Ecological or realized natality. What is that? Ecological or realized natality. So this it is the production of a new individual under all existing environmental conditions. What is that? Under all existing environmental conditions. So all possible limiting factors of the environmental conditions taken into consideration, whether it is the useful, or you can say high temperature, low temperature, high wind current, low wind current, humidity, all the factors are taken into consideration for this productivity, right? So all environmental conditions are taken into consideration while calculating this ecological or realized natality, and it is always referred as a fertility rate, right? This ecological natality or realized natality is always referred as fertilization rate or fertility rate, whereas the upper one, that is maximum or absolute natality, is always referred as a fecundity rate. Okay. Now, ecological natality changes with the size, composition of the population, and environmental factors. Right? There is again specific formulas are also there to calculate the natality, but let's not go in detail with the formulae and move ahead with the next population characteristic, that is mortality. Yes, the mortality is now bouncing on the screen. Let's see what is the mortality. Mortality is what? Death rate, right? But how it can be defined or how it is been considered. Let's see that. Mortality is a factor that declines the population in a given area, right? What is that? Mortality is the factor that declines the population in a given area. So ultimately, mortality is what? Is nothing but the death rate. So death is the only reason which able to decline the population, right? And natality is what? Birth rate, which able to increase the population, right? So mortality can be defined as a rate of death in a particular population per unit time, which is a negative factor for the population growth, right? Death rate in a particular population, and it is again negative factor for the population growth. say if a particular in a particular population, if there is say for few years or for few months there is no natality, means no birth, right? And means what? If there is no birth, so the number of individual should remain constant. But if there is a mortality, means a death is going to take place, so ultimately what happened? The number of individual of that population is going to decline, so it is negatively affect the population growth, right? So mortality rate varies from species to species as well as from one age level to another age level. Yes, and some of the scientists, they have explained this natality as well as defined this natality in very popular manner. Let's see what is that. Physiological longevity means what? How long the body is going to remain alive. Physiological longevity is the average longevity of the individual of a population living under optimal conditions. Okay, living under optimal conditions of the genetically homogeneous stocks, right? So this is again nothing but the definition of the mortality, and there are two types of the mortality. Yes, there are two ways to calculate the mortality: minimum or the specific or potential mortality, right? So the minimum death of a new individual under constant and ideal environmental conditions in a population is said to be minimum or the specific or the potential mortality. What is that? Minimum death of new individuals, right? So what are the newborns are there? Their minimum death is considered in an ideal environment is said to be the minimum natality, sorry, minimum mortality, right? And it is theoretically as there is no ecological limiting factors. So it is constant for any given population. Okay, minimum mortality is always constant for any given population, and it is also referred as a potential mortality. The second one, let's see what is that. Yes, ecological or realized mortality. Now this ecological or realized mortality, it is nothing but what? Death of a new individuals under all existing environmental conditions. What is that? Ecological. Wherever ecologist word is there, that means what? Considering all the all the environmental conditions, all the ecological conditions, right? So whatever death of a new individuals are there under all existing environmental conditions are nothing but actual loss of the individual at all possible limiting factors of the environmental conditions. So actual loss of an individual at all the possible environmental conditions are taken into consideration for calculating the realized mortality, right? What it means? Let's consider the previous example. So what is that? The previous example was, say, in case of a natural calamities or in case of a good environment, bad environment, high wind current, storm, or you can say high tides or something like that, right? So these are the natural calamities. If you consider or whatever number of death is there, considering all the natural calamities, that gives you a realized mortality, right? Say we can say, all right. Now today's situation is what? COVID, right? So we can say it is estimated that there is around 1,500 deaths will occur per day in India in case of a COVID, right? So on an average, what is the average taken? What is the average number of death per uh, day in India under all possible situations? Like if the patient is suffering from what? If the patient is suffering from some kind of physiological disorders, maybe heart problem, maybe kidney problem, maybe what you can say sugar problem, that is again insulin related. So taken in consideration with all the possible conditions, physiological conditions as well as age factors are also considered, right? So taken into consideration to all the situations, and average is been now there that 1,500 deaths have been occurred per day. So that gives you a realized mortality rate, That gives you realized mortality rate after considering all the situations, right? Now, yes, the next one is the fecundity. But before starting with the fecundity, I think we have to take a break because almost we have completed 2 points.